Hello, hello. Welcome back. I love doing these videos. You know how much I love doing these videos is I started recording. I went in and I was talking all sorts of stuff. I was talking roots, not like card abilities and roots, but I was talking roots and design approach and background of Rebellion and playing this deck at Iron Man and the strength of Rebellion and different approach. Man, I was talking and talking and I was like, man, I'm taking a long time. Uh, let's get into the deck. And then I looked over and I somehow clicked stop recording and I didn't remember doing that. I hit the space bar. So when I was not clicked on the screen, I hit the space bar and I stopped recording 5 minutes in. So that's how much I love doing these videos that I just keep doing them. So we're talking Israel's Rebellion is out. Thank you, Jaden, Chris, Matt. I think Chris provides a lot of the upfront work, the foundational from a lackey standpoint. Jaden goes in and cleans it up and puts it into any other, does any sort of checks. Jaden, I know you do a lot more than that, and then gives it to Matt Brinkman, and Brinkman, I believe, brings it in and um, puts it into whatever format it needs to be, puts it into the actual lackey program. So thank you all for giving us Rebellion plugin. Um, well, let's see. I talked a bunch in that last one, so lost all that information. So when designing Rebellion, the main overall theme I wanted to do, whether it was how I was going to do it, I was unsure, was kind of attrition and a grind. I wanted to show that they could get their heroes out quickly because I wanted to signify that they're showing that they're together, they're a cohesive approach, and that no matter what was thrown at them, they just keep on trudging along. So they were literally in the desert for 40 years. God was always providing for them. So I wanted to show getting resources, like underlying themes. I wanted them to get resources. I wanted them to get out heroes. I wanted to have add to battle. Um, I loved Angel of God. Like getting that card. Originally, it was going to be a band. I love where it's at. Um, John found this artwork in 2 seconds as soon as Chris and I pitched Angel of God. John was like, "Here you go." Um, and then we contacted the illustrator or the rights to it, I guess. Um, Rob was like, "Yeah, let's get it." So phenomenal looking card, and then we got a foil. So everything about that card is just awesome. I do want Angel Lord in here, but that's fine. We're just testing around. I'm gonna be doing priest builds, clay teal, or I'm sorry, yeah, clay teal, um, clay white, like a wilderness priest build, because there's a lot of clay white synergy. Um, there's different white builds. There's a lot of blue builds, and then there's blue with different defenses, blue animals. So there's a lot of different ways. A current trend right now that's been picking up steam is cards only gaining value or cards only being good if they're played and immediately do something and have an ongoing effect. Like Storehouse, you play it, you immediately gain a benefit, and then the card returns value every turn. Um, there's other like I loved the conversation about Mount Sinai. Some people just absolutely loving it, and then others just being like, "Cool, not going to use it. Like it's not going to give you value." Um, Completely respect that opinion, and yes, to a point that is right. You have to get out Mount Sinai. You just got to look at your deck from an approach of, can I get out this card, and what is my deck trying to do? Um, so for Wilderness, you can get out your forts and your characters extremely quickly. Uh, and you're trying to gain resources with Mount Sinai, or you're trying to win through attrition. You get a lot of value when people try to play mill. They try to look at the mill aspect instead of a blocking aspect. You need to block first, mill second, because your mill should only be your additional value. It should be your free value for with no cost. Your block needs to come first. So with the wilderness, like we're gonna get free value off of Zipporah. Uh, oh, Haliab's probably not going to. Most people are just gonna say take a card from deck and her. Um, we're just gonna come into battle and we're gonna take cards from the top of their deck, and we're gonna go Zipporah, Moses, grab an enhancement, go to her. We're gonna be hitting the top um, 3 plus, discard one of it, put a Lost Soul in. That's a ton of value. And underdeck whatever else. Same with Mount Sinai. So we're going to try to hit their deck um, for 3 or 4 cards a turn, 3 or 4 evil cards, while putting Lost Souls in play. Uh, and the whole thing with the Wilderness, like I like the add to battle because it's the grind, it's the win through attrition, it's getting my resources and depleting yours. I have the add to battles. Chosen Warriors, phenomenal card. Um, so I can just come out, take an Old Testament good card from reserve. I can make you waste stuff, and then I can reserve this card to add, and I can just get them back out later. Indentured Servant, let you waste stuff, or I can come in with a ban, discard stuff from your deck, boom, come in with Indentured, continue the battle. Angel of God, same exact thought process, same with You Will Remain. So I have a lot of add to battles to where I'm trying to make you waste your resources, whether you're wasting them by playing in battles or you're wasting them through my characters hitting stuff or Mount Sinai hitting stuff from your deck. Usually it's both. I'm quickly going to deplete you of resources from a blocking perspective. I did play Iron Man this year. If you're not staying at the church, it's so tough to play Iron Man. But I did want to play a few games. I played against both Josh P. and Jeremy Chambers. I played their national decks. I won against Josh. He was saying like, yeah, his GOC deck relies on banding to the opponent, so his was more of a meta call. So it just didn't do anything against me. Like literally couldn't attack or do anything. Jeremy and I had a bunch of good battles. Of course, I had a misplay against Jeremy. It's kind of the only person I misplay against, I feel. So, or maybe Jay. I misplayed against Jay, right? So maybe it's a Chambers thing. So, yeah, with Jeremy, we had a phenomenal back and forth. I was able to control battles, and I was able to get the add to battles and win through attrition. He just couldn't block. The defense, y'all, this defense is insane. Sabbath Breaker's got a change at the end where it was just very difficult to put like Mayban to Sabbath Breaker, protect Sabbath Breaker. It was weird from an REG confusing standpoint, so we just changed it to generic Evil Wilderness Human. I think that was Gabe and Marcus that brought it up, so thank you to them. I knew it would make them a lot stronger. The Sabbath Breakers, not Gabe and Marcus. I knew it would make Sabbath Breakers way stronger to change Sabbath Breaker to generic Evil Wilderness Human. It opens up a lot, but we're not going to go back and touch the Wilderness theme for a while. It might get some cards here and there, but it's pretty much like a same with Thieves. Like, we made Thieves, they're in GOC, they're really good, and we're going to move on. So, this defense, in my opinion, I do think it's the strongest defense in the game. I know, big words. So we'll see. My favorite is Sabbath Breaker, banish a good card from a discard pile to prevent enhancements. And then I go to Rebellious Israelites, and they have to discard a good card from hand. If they don't, I activate an OT Curse. I immediately put them in Special Initiative, and I get to reserve the card. Makes it very hard to deal with. And guess what? I'm preventing enhancements. Oh, and look, I get to band afterwards. If for some reason I don't have the Sabbath Breaker here, then I can go to Plagued Congregation, and I can go Rebellious to Plagued. And guess what? If you drew, I negate what you played. I really like having my curse active to gain the like Rain Becomes Dust, and then I can bounce it and have it in my hand. So same with like Unsuccessful. Like if you activate Unsuccessful as a curse, so you have the negate, and then if you don't need it, you just bounce it. So the bans are very, very strong. They put you in Special Initiative. They negate what you're going to do. They have protection. The bans are CBN. It's easy to get. You have a territory class negate, strong enhancements, Special Initiative, resources. It's just really good. So we're going to go straight into it. I'm going to try to keep this video, I think every year I try to say keep the video shorter. So we'll try to do that. And thank you, Jake Antonets, who's saying that doing a do the he like the videos, but just explain the deck, go into it instead of going all the way through a bunch of turns. Just do like the first two or three, flip it, and do it again. So we're gonna do that. So this is Welcome to the Wilderness. So even though people are definitely gonna continue to play GOC, um, as they should, it's very strong. You're going to see tons of IR decks or mixes in general. Like you're probably still going to see Thieves and Herods, um, but you might see them paired with Wilderness and or Clay. Like I'm telling y'all, that CBN protection is no joke. People are going to be looking past Clay for a little bit. Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what pairs up with what. It is nice not having the stars, but I will say anytime your opponent gets abilities and you don't, it's inherently stronger for them. So star abilities are very good. As of this, we have no star abilities. We didn't draw Virgin Birth. We do have Covet, so we could take their Best Lost Soul. We're negating New Testament Souls. That's very good. We have our Humble. So if it's my turn, pretty sure I just go straight into the RBD. Um, that's a lot of just good luck, for them. And I only have one Exodus hero. So yeah, I can take a Tabernacle artifact, but Aaron does that anyway. Um, so more than likely what I do here is I protect Wilderness heroes from discard abilities, and I exchange this to Moses. Might be calling this the Moses meta. There's going to be a lot of Moses decks. So then I can take an OT green or white enhancements from deck. I always go increasing numbers. Unless I have it in my hand, then I go potential in land or inhabitants. So then I can take the OT green or white, and then I can ban to a Wilderness hero. And then no point in going to Miriam right now. I'm already protected. So I go to Aaron and I take a Tabernacle artifact. And we're good here. If they block, I'm always going to, unless they have a scattered type card or unsuccessful. They can't protect Lost Souls because of Medad. So they have to have some sort of scattered like card or unsuccessful. That's about it. Other than that, I'm going to negate it and take 2 Wilderness heroes from deck. And I pretty much always go Zippor to her. And that'll give me the attrition right away. If we win that, also one of my Exodus heroes, I did not play Territory Class Enhancement. I do have 1, 2, 3. So I get to draw 3. And I could reserve a card from hand to take a Wilderness Human from deck. So I think I move. Miriam would be the easiest to get back. So if I move Miriam, then I go to a Wilderness Human. Put down Mount Sinai, get ready for that next turn. I can put down my artifact, and then we're good. Can't use Rebellious Israelites this turn. I can use it for numbers if I want. Like I can go Korah to Rebellious to Wandering to draw 1, and then I can exchange to Breaker, and I can banish my own to prevent enhancements, and I can ban again. But so I would have a very big ban that's CBN that prevents enhancements. So um, if I needed to, I have my martyr. So I feel good about that block. Turn 1, 1, 2, 3. Upkeep Sinai. It's so easy to get Sinai out. Like I'm telling you, yes, I get it. I don't think games are gonna go turn 1, 2, 3 done. I really don't. Um, I know people want to play that way, and at a very high level, uh, that's the point. The player who wins nationals is probably gonna have the most 3-turn games. Um, I really like the amount of value and the flexibility from Sinai. So if I thought I needed to Sinai myself, take up to a good card, I would just go straight into the top 5 of theirs and discard. Like if I can hit their 3 woes, their martyr, whatever, right away, that's really good. And I don't have any other territory class, so it's not even a matter of what am I going to take. So I can go straight to deck. There's a bunch I can do. Turn over my book and go to, if I want, New Covenant. Put New Covenant on Moses, shuffle that up. So now I have Moses, who's a double bander. And then, so I can come out. I don't really need Aaron, to be honest. So it's more like Zipporah, and they have to discard. So either way, that's free value. They're either discarding top card of deck or an evil card from reserve. Then I go to Moses, I take, and I can take New Covenant if I want, or I can take Potential and Land. It's really whatever I want to. I'll take New Covenant, and I have a reasoning for that, because then I ban to her, and it's X equals number of Exodus heroes, so it's 1, 2, 3. I definitely should have gone these 2 heroes down, oversight on my part, to get the 5. And then Moses gets to band. I bring in Oholiab, protect Lost Souls from evil card, and more than likely they're not going to discard the top 2, so I can take an OT white card from deck. So right here, I have Zipporah, free value, and Moses bans to her. Her got the free value, and then Moses bans to Oholiab. Lost Souls are protected, and then assume they don't discard. And I would be able to have a big band. And there's plenty I can do here. Whether or not I want to manipulate my hand to negate and play a Lost Soul or whatever I want to, or just go straight into the interrupt. I like to bounce all. Take an OTY card from reserve. Probably get back my Miriam. She's tougher to get. So that's easy enough. I mean, I have my negate to back it up. Not too much there. After that, I have 9 cards in hand. Yeah, I'd keep a hero in my hand. Put down Korra. From a blocking perspective, it's going to be the exact same thing. Maybe into an evil wilderness human. Sabbath Breaker, I would banish a good card from the opponents to prevent enhancements, may ban. And then if their hand's not protected, they can discard a good card from hand. If they don't do that, then I'm going to put them directly into Special Initiative. And then they go into Special Initiative. And I'm preventing the next. And I still get 2 banned. And I don't even need to, honestly, like, probably end the band with Korra and get an OT Brown enhancement from deck. But I could also band to Plagued. I usually like banding to Wicked Community and getting the draw. Usually it's a draw 3. I like to block with just my characters and not really need much enhancements. That's why I use curses. So once again, I would Sinai for the top 5. Hit them. Book of the Covenant, I can take from deck or reserve. Now I like having your main New Cov. I can go right back to New Covenant on Moses. Put Egypt down and get out Storehouse. And then we go right back into it. Zipporah, Moses. Moses can take from deck. He can take New Covenant. Go to her. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Moses can band. I don't need to band to... Oh, I forgot. Miriam can band to Zipporah, and I would get the additional Exodus. Quit forgetting that. And then Moses can band to Chosen Warriors, and now I have an add to battle. I can take a good OT card from reserve. And I could exchange a hand with Miriam, exchange a card for Royal Parade. So I can take 40 knights. And now I have my add to battle. It's just solid. Like I can do a lot there. And I'm constantly hitting your deck. So we have plenty of blocks too. We have Israel's Rebellion. We have our territory class negate. And we have options to end the band with plus 2 dominance. So we're good on the blocks. I'll flip it and I'll do another game. Show you the opening hand again and just how consistent this thing is. Probably discard Miriam here for the draw 2. No stars. And if your Exodus hero is defeated in battle, he's not Exodus hero. But guess what? You may discard this card to take a wilderness. And you already know. It's pretty much Moses turn 1 all the time. Indentured comes out. And now we have Aaron. And we go right to Book of the Covenant. Goes to Moses, and we get increasing numbers. I can ban to someone else. I don't have anyone. So, good here. If they play anything, boom, negate, take 2. And you guys know, we go Zipporah to her. So we're going to be hitting their deck immediately again. Eight in hand. There's nothing we need to put down. It's their turn. And let's see. So we can band. Yeah. So we can band to a generic. Oops. Forgot about that. Because Korra is not generic. So the other flip would be Korra to Sabbath Breaker. Sabbath Breaker could take from deck. Or we could just block Korra and take an enhancement from deck. So we could take a Sabbath Breaker from deck. That's probably my favorite one till I get all of them out. Probably need to bring in Korra's Rebellion to interrupt Bandall. It's really good to band in all those breakers. So I would probably flip. I don't know. I don't think you need New Covenant, to be honest. I just like having it. So New Covenant could come out for Korra's Rebellion if I wanted to. And yeah, I don't think Grumbling of God would be good. If they can get around self-destruction, then so be it. I don't know if that would block or not. because I messed up. Either way, we have our covet, so we'd use covet, take their best lost soul, and then we could reserve a card to hand to take a wilderness human. Probably Korra. Kind of see, do we want good or evil here? I think we want wandering. Alright, so now we can player 1 TC, go into a fortress or a site. Go into Sinai, activate book, go to, I don't know if we go You Will Remain that early. I don't think it's bad. Put this in, and now we go to our band. Zipporah to Moses. Moses takes New Cove to her. Oh, guess what? We didn't put Chosen Warriors down again. We suck. And then go to Chosen Warriors. Take a good OT card from reserve. Hit them right there. And we either bounce all, interrupt, or we have the interrupt protect. Take an OT white card from reserve. And then we still have the add to battle if we want to, if we get defeated. So it's just immediate attrition, and I'm just always getting my resources and taking out yours, so I'm just getting constant extra value. And then if they block, we have prevent the next. Like we could banish ours if we needed to, if their discard pile is protected. And then we can go to wandering, draw, exchange. Prevent the next, and put them in special initiative. So they got to discard a good card from hand. If they don't, then I'm going to my reserve and I'm activating. So very, very good. Defense in general, I pretty much always play 3 woes as evil because I'm going to try to negate the stable or storehouse for my for their deck protection for my offense to work. But if they do have protection, like hand protection, because Bethlehem Stable and Storehouse still gives you hand protection, if you have that, then guess what? My defense is getting auto blocks. So, or at least close to it. So yeah, very good. I can't wait to start seeing Tabera defenses, where Tabera comes out, because that's extremely strong. And then that way I could truly have auto blocks. I mean, unless you're just doing a massive band up front. But I can just constantly pop 2 at a time. So I'll show you some Tabera fun next time. So yeah, I can flip through. I mean, I don't think we really need to do anything else. It's just a rinse and repeat, just based on what you have. Put you in special initiative. The curse reserves itself. I just get it next turn. You got to get rid of my evil characters. Even then, I have layers with play the congregation. So I can negate and do bans and be protected. I draw 3, go into Sinai. And even if, guess what? If your deck's protected, cool. Like, I can just grab my own stuff. I can 3 woes your deck protection. Or go into Storehouse, Book of the Covenant. And I can go to deck because I have Aaron. Usually I just go You Will Remain. Moses can get out my New Covenant if I want. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I always grab it with him so I can do it again. So yeah, usually I just grab New Covenant with Moses. Don't think I need to do potential land early. We go back to discard top or evil card from reserve. No cost to us. Go to Moses. Take. I go back to New Covenant just to have a battle winner that's recyclable plus I don't need to do anything next turn if I want. I can use the search for reserve and maintain New Covenant. And I can ban to her. And I'm going to continue to forget to put down my extra Exodus heroes. And then I get the New Covenant banned. So I get another resource. And I get the add to battle if needed. So I have an interrupt, a negate, an interrupt, a mass battle winner, just a band. I feel like when you have this many heroes in battle and you have protection, it's always good too. So I have a lot I can do. Plus I have You Are Main, plus I have Indentured Servant, plus I have Chosen Warriors. So if somehow I was blocked, I would be able to reserve this card. And I could add a Wilderness hero. And then guess what? I have all these enhancements. And if somehow he's blocked, guess what? I have Indentured Servant. And I have all these enhancements. Even if it's like I use an enhancement here or there. Like the only enhancement I can't use on Indentured is New Covenant. But Royal Parade works. I wouldn't really be able to interrupt and ban there. But I can negate. And yeah, I don't get to do any hand manipulation if they're all dead, but I still get to negate and play. I don't have the protection, but you would have to get through 3 layers, plus You Are Main. And I just don't see people being able to do that. And you saw how quick I can set up all my add to battles. So the whole point is to quickly end battles on your defense. So prevent enhancements, put them in special initiative, get rid of your card that put them in special initiative, so it's extremely hard for them to counter. And then they can't really play anything because A, the card's gone, and B, you're preventing their enhancements. So it's boom, boom, done. End the battle very quickly. Or come out, play Israel's Rebellion, boom, done. And rescue with a big chain with her, play a Lost Soul. So get rid of your Lost Souls, pull one out of their deck. That's easy enough. Same with Medad. You need to have a little bit of Soul Gen if you have Israel's Rebellion, the dominant. And then you get your heroes back out, have the add to battles, and always win your battles. This offense should have an extremely high win rate on their battles because you just constantly add. The opponent simply runs out. From my limited experience, the opponent with playing this deck and playtesting, the opponent runs out of evil by pretty much like turn 2 or 3. So what happens is you pop a couple evil cards, maybe like 3 evil cards by turn 2 with Sinai, her, Sephora. You're popping evil cards, and then you just get 3 right there. And if you look at it, how many evil cards are truly in a deck, and then they have to beat your add to battles. So every time, look at it this way: every single turn, you get an additional rescue. That's how you should look at it. So by turn 3, they're just out of stuff. And if they have a bunch of evil characters out, play 40 years, get your heroes back out, do it again, hit them again. So I love the play style. It is a grind that it doesn't feel slow. It doesn't play slow. It's a lot of control on your side. Limit what they can do when they attack. And always control the rescues and how many rescues you can do and limit what they can. Now, there's not a bunch of negate neutrals and all that here, so I do want to find ways to bring that in. And I can do that. You have cards that work with, that are meek, that work with wilderness, so you definitely have that there. I would love to see a white-green deck. I think that will be a thing soon when Roots comes out. Uh, and then I eventually will make, I didn't even talk about that, the mill deck, like where both sides, where you have Egyptians on defense and Wilderness on offense, and the Plague deck, where you get CBN play first enhancements. Um, or you just get play first plagues, and this Moses is snagging them, and you're banding, and then going to the Destroyer. Same with the original Moses, because you can get out your plague so easily. You don't need this Moses, and you can make him CBN with Friend of God. So that's a whole nother Exodus deck as well. I only talked about a couple Wilderness, but yeah, the Plague deck is for real. So I hope you all enjoyed. I don't even have the Exodus here. Like, I think the Exodus should go into reserve, but I don't even have the Exodus in this deck. So I can't wait to see what you all play with, come up with, and how the meta shifts. And from a defense perspective, generic Evil Wilderness is a force. It's very good. I wouldn't say don't get discouraged. Like I saw the conversation in the chat with IR, and at face value, I get it. There's not as much words here as previously. Don't be discouraged about that. It's a very good set. It plays well together, but it could also play well, like Sons of Jacob play well with Patriarchs. They don't just play with Sons of Jacob. Clay plays well with Teal. It's not just Clay Priest only work with Clay Priest now. And White, as always, somehow White can be splashed with everything. So play around, make some decks. I'm going to keep coming out with decks. I'm pumped. I'm also pumped because there's so many variants right now that you can build, and then Roots comes out. So last update was October. So we'll see when Roots officially comes out, and we're gonna have to get right back on Lackey and hopefully have another Lackey plugin in a little over a month. And there's another 200, what is it, 24? 224 cards coming into rotation. That's gonna change all sorts of stuff as well. So it's gonna be crazy because this is the most amount of cards at once coming in. Plus, this is the most amount of cards coming in one rotation, if that makes sense. So yes, we had Deliverance last year, but we have Deliverance, Rebellion, Roots, and it's all going to be out before Thanksgiving. So now you have all year to create a meta where GOC is still amazing, and you have essentially 3 new sets: a starter, a new set, and a massive, simpler Roots filler set. But trust me, there's a lot of great stuff in there. So it's definitely an exciting time for Redemption. There's just constantly new things, so can't wait for more news to come out of what's cooking. So I hope you all enjoyed this deck and this video. And I can't wait to make some more. So welcome to the wilderness. Thanks, y'all.